A friend of mine has a beautiful little girl, and we went and visited them on their farm and took some photos of her. And as it is my friend's birthday shortly, I thought I'd do a portrait. I want to talk to you about the different ways of doing portraits or any painting using gouache. You can either do layers of washes, but this way that I'm doing here is putting it on straight as it is, heavily with very little water. It's more akin to a la prima oil painting, where you put it all on one go and there's no transparent layers. This surface I'm using is ampersand pastel board, and it really only allows you to do it this way. It will not accept watered layers. So it is a very good surface for forcing your hand to do gouache in this manner. It's not the right manner. It's not the wrong manner. Either way, whatever you're used to is correct for you. There's no right and wrong in this. If you come from a watercolour background, you're more likely to use wet layers. If you're coming from an oil painting background, it's quite possible that you will use it like this, where you put the colour down and move away. I wanted to point out how dark the shadows are on this. When you first saw them, you might have thought, oh, that's a bit dark. But you can see by now that it isn't. It's actually the right colour for the lighter areas to be light. She was in strong sunlight on one side. Her mother had just done her hair, and she wanted butterfly clips in her hair. So the other thing is that with gouache, you can put light over dark and dark over light. It doesn't matter which direction you go. You can go backwards and forwards. One of the reasons why I like gouache. When I'm doing the hair, once again, I put it on thick, I put it on strong, and then I leave it. There's no water added to move it around. I'll put the main tones down first and then go back and put details down later. So here we're putting the main colours of her hair in, but no detail. And on one side, of course, it's very light because of her standing with that side to the sun, while the other's quite dark. She has light golden hair, blondish golden hair, but even blonde hair in the shade can be quite dark, as you can see. The other thing is all the fine little hairs that I wanted to paint in, I couldn't do until I had put a background on. And although I wanted the background to be the same colour as you can see here, the same colour as the board, I wanted a graduation from dark to light. So I had to paint, even though it was the same colour, I had to paint that side first so I could graduate it to the lighter colour on the other side. And once I have those in, I can use a rigger brush, which is a long fine brush, for doing all the little wispies, which I'm putting in now. This is quite sped up. It took me hours, this painting, and the hair, these wispy bits alone, took about an hour, but sped up through the magic of technology. You can see it being done in seconds. A few little wispy bits over her forehead. On the surface, although you can't use much water to start with, once you have your layers down, you can use water on next layer if you wish, just not too much. It's a way of using gouache that I feel most comfortable with. It's you put the colour down, you leave the colour down. You don't blend it and move it around. Use the right colour for the right place and move on. And that's about it. Just a few little touch-ups to the hair, and I'll sign it, and that's it. And this photo is taken in the shade outside. So a sunny day in the shade, that's the best way to take photos of your artwork. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.